Okay, welcome to episode 5, which should be the final instalment with a bit of luck. So I might even make this one a feature-length episode. Anyway, so today we're going to be going up to Hartlepool to meet with Paul at North East Customs. He's finished the paintwork, he sent me some photos, looks awesome, so we're going to go and collect that. So I shall now fast forward you to the collection. Okay, so I think you'll agree that paintwork looks absolutely awesome. Paul up at North East Customs has done a superb job. So if there's anybody in the North East needs their motorcycle paintwork doing, go and see Paul at North East Customs and he will sort you out. Today we're going to be looking at the wiring loom on the bike, getting that put on because tomorrow I'm looking to get the bike started with a bit of luck. The wiring is the part I'm least excited about. It doesn't appear to be too much to it, with it being a loom that's been cut down for the race bike itself, so there's not too much to do with it, if anything. But we'll see if we've got a spark and we'll see if we are ready to go for the start up tomorrow.
If you push your arm down, it actually lifts it this side, Nige.
Yeah.
Right now it's flat.
Okay, so that's wiring loom back in, and it wasn't a massive issue, to be honest with you. I think I benefited massively from taking videos and pictures for when I was disassembling the bike a few months ago. It massively helped, but also the fact that it's already a race loom and already chopped down, everything had its place and it wasn't particularly too confusing to work out. One thing I would say is with the frame having been powder coated as well as the engine, just be wary of the powder coat. I did make sure I took the powder coat off the frame and the engine in various parts just to make sure the earth was grounded correctly. Because if you look online you will see there's numerous issues created by having your frame and engine powder coated. But at the end of the day everything was put back in. We did have a spark at the plugs, so tomorrow I'm going to have a go at starting the bike up, putting some fluids in, and hopefully it starts without any issues. Okay, so genuinely, it started on the first push of the button. I was so preoccupied with making sure everything was okay with the bike. I didn't get around to taking any footage of the actual startup, but the footage you've just seen was not long after it started. So from an engine point of view, it sounded sort of sweet as a nut, so no issues on that front. However, there was not enough voltage coming from the stator. So we had a look at the stator, and again, you'll see on the footage that should be playing around about now. There was some damage to the wiring on the stator itself. So I've since ordered a new one, and that should resolve that issue. And I've actually hardwired it back onto the wiring loom itself, as opposed to using the white plastic connectors you can see on there. Because I've heard some stories and I've seen some stuff online where they can actually fail as well and burn out. So the fact that I've hardwired it into the loom shouldn't cause any issues going forward. There was another slight issue, fairly minor to be honest with you, and I kind of saw this one coming. So as you'll recall from one of the early videos, a lot of the parts were Cerakoted, refurbed, and one of those parts was the thermostat housing. So that's been taken apart, painted, but I didn't replace the seal, which in hindsight I should have just done that when it was apart. And when the bike was sort of running in the previous bit of footage, the thermostat housing was leaking the coolant. So I've ordered a new part, a new seal from FourEleven, and that's gone in there, and it seems to have cured that issue. So all in all, pretty happy. Stator resolved, issue resolved hopefully. A seal on the thermostat housing appears to be the only issue. But the bike sounds great. I've knocked it off. I've only started for a short time because it needs running in properly, which then leads us onto the dyno in the next few days. I can't make the dyno run, so my dad's going to take that down for me and send me some footage and take some footage for me. So whichever dyno footage you do get is courtesy of Dad. Okay, that's the dyno run done now. The bike's fully running. Sounded really well on the dyno from the videos that my dad sent me when he was down there with the bike. We've only got the finishing touches to the bike now really. Some bodywork bits with the number boards that my dad's going to do, which I'll show you in the next bit of footage. I've ordered a front number bracket from Grant Whittaker, which doubles up as a GoPro holder and just finishes off the front of the bike really well. So cheers to Grant for that. So once we've finished off the finishing touches, we're going to get some photos taken of the bike, which you'll see towards the back end of this video. But that should be about it before I go to Spain. No limit to holding a CB500 only event at the end of Feb, beginning of March. So I'll be dropping the bike off in a couple of weeks' time to be transported out to Spain for end of Feb. I do know a lot of people will be interested to see what the bike achieved on the dyno. My intention is to do a separate video, go through the results, show you the figures, but also incorporate that into a video which includes basically everything I've spent on the bike over winter. I know it's something a lot of people want to do, is to rebuild a CB500 race bike or create one from a road going bike. I thought I'd just give you an insight as to what I've spent and what it's cost me over winter. So that will be a separate video, so keep an eye out for that. I'd also just like to say a big thank you to everybody that's taken the time to watch these videos over winter. You know, we're not far away from the race season now. It's been a long winter, but we're nearly there, and there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, massive thank you. Please do keep an eye out on the channel. I will be doing some videos throughout this year, possibly each race weekend, but I'll certainly be taking some footage over in Spain at the end of this month from the No Limits trip. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Hope it's given you a bit of an insight into building a CB500. I'm aware there's a lot more technical videos out there, but this is more of an easy watch just to show you what can be done with these little 500 race bikes. Okay, so thanks very much for watching these videos over the winter period. I'm really pleased with how the bike's turned out. It's really made it all worthwhile. The bike's now en route down to southern Spain, where I will meet it at Cartagena next week. I'll leave you with this quick walk around of the bike before I leave you to it. But again, thanks for watching and please stay tuned.